Last weekend, Heather and I were driving out to do a video project in Orange County, and on the way there, a rock flew up from the car in front of us and cracked my windshield. And it was just a small crack. I think it's called like a bullseye or whatever. It wasn't a huge crack, but it was definitely something to be fixed. I've had this happen before, and there was a crack that kind of showed up, and then eventually it starts cracking more and more. So if you've had this happen with your car, you know that the problem with these cracks is that they can end up becoming a much bigger problem. The last time that this happened, I called my insurance company, and they charged me $100 to send somebody out, and the person they sent out totally fixed the windshield, but they put like this, I don't really know what they did. They put something into the crack, and then he put like this little dome with a UV light on, and it just sort of sealed everything, and it was totally good to go. That was on my old car. So this time, knowing that it could be fixed, instead of spending $100 with the insurance company, I decided that I wanted to see if there was anything that I could do myself to fix it. So I just went to Amazon, looked up windshield repair, and found the cheapest repair option I could find that had the highest reviews. So this really doesn't even have a name brand, like I don't know what brand this is, but these basic kits come in a lot of different varieties, so I think there are like name brand versions. The reason I chose this one, as you can see, is because windshield repair is so easy. How can you argue with that? So here's the process, and here's how it worked out for me. Basically, you get this kit, and the kit has a whole bunch of different stuff in it. The kit comes with a small tube of resin, a suction cup like positioner, a plunger that sort of plunges the resin down into the crack after it's been positioned with the suction cup, several of these clear plastic sheets that kind of look like phone screen protectors, and then a razor blade, which I didn't know was going to be in there and just fell out of the package, and it's just a razor blade. So it actually said to use the razor blade to scrape off any excess glass that was in the chip. And there actually was some. So when I scraped it over the glass on my windshield, there were little chunks and specks that actually got out. And of course, to wipe down and clean the windshield beforehand. And then after that, you just position the part that has the 4 suction cups directly over the chip. And then there's this little tube that you insert into it, which goes down and has a rubber end that sticks flat onto your windshield. And then in that's where you actually drop a few drops of the resin. It said only like 2 or 3 drops. I did a couple more because, I don't know, I did. And then there's a little sort of plunger thing that you squeeze down and screw down, and then it really forces the resin into the crack of the chip, or into the parts of the chip. The instructions said to let that sit for about 4 to 6 minutes, and then to unscrew the plunger part and let any air escape. And when I unscrewed it, there was kind of like a vacuum seal that had taken place as the resin dried. So when you do that, then I guess you let air out or let air in. You equalize some kind of pressure. And then it said to screw the plunger back in, let it sit for another 4 to 6 minutes. And then you can take off the plunger part and apply one of the plastic sheets to the resin. And then it said to move the windshield into direct sunlight. Fortunately, we live in the desert, so there's no shortage of direct sunlight. And then leave it out there for about 10 minutes. And I was really surprised because 10 minutes later, when I peeled off the plastic sheet, the resin still looked liquid, but it had totally solidified and hardened. And then the next step, which was super satisfying, was to take the razor blade and scrape off the resin from the crack. I was worried about scratching the windshield or scratching the glass, but that wasn't an issue. The resin basically just came right off, no problem. I definitely noticed right away a big difference, but the original chip was smaller, but it was still there. And so what the instructions said was you can kind of repeat the last steps a few times if it's not totally gone. So I put more resin without the special applicator. I just put more resin directly onto the chip, put another plastic sheet, let it dry for a bit, scraped off the resin, and the original chip was much, much, much smaller in size. So it didn't actually fix the damage entirely, but it did repair it quite a bit. I'd rate it like, 7 out of 10 stars, because it's still there, but it's much less noticeable. It doesn't seem like it's gonna break apart. And for $11, I can't really argue. So what I'm actually thinking I'm gonna do is get another one of these kits, and then they're kind of one-time use, so I wanna get another one and kind of go through the process again and see if I can fill in what's left. But this is a nice, easy solution that doesn't involve a ton of money or an insurance company. So like I said, this isn't a specific brand. I don't even think there is a brand to this one, but I'll put an affiliate link down in the description. So if you want to try this exact same system, you can use the one that I used, or there are a whole bunch of other ones on Amazon and just on the internet in general. But I just thought this was kind of a cool thing. Some of the reviews even said that people use them to fix like mirrors or windows around their house. A few people said they use them to fix like phone and tablet screens. I didn't try any of that, but I feel like maybe it could work. I don't know. The important thing, which I was really shocked about, you definitely do need to leave it in direct sunlight. It needs that UV light. So the guy that came and worked on my car and put the UV dome over it, it really needs that to harden the resin. It doesn't just need time or heat, it needs specifically UV light. So it's really important to do this on a nice, bright, sunny day. So I hope that's kind of helpful and interesting. I know it's not related usually to the stuff that I talk about on here, but a lot of us deal with cracked windshields and annoying, frustrating things. And if you can fix it for $11, I don't know, I think it's totally worth it. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any other tips or solutions, definitely let me know.